Got the coffee, guys. Look at that. Woo! Where is it? Oh, we get it in view. Butter coffee. I've actually added a very tiny bit of honey. I do try and completely steer away from sugar. You know why, guys. I'm going to get a bit more hot water to get it to stay hot for longer. Right. So it's Louis in Southwest UK. Oh yes, I've been for a very long walk. I reckon I did about 3 miles. So I actually enjoyed it. But I reckon I've probably got an hour before I have to go and collect my wife. So I thought, well, now's a good time. Get now these wide lives, I call them wide lives, are important because this is where we as subscribers and members can properly talk to each other. The thing about the phone lives, they're not personal, are they? So they're enjoyable. I enjoy the phone lives, but it's not the same, guys. That's a bit there. So I have noticed that when I do a phone live, that when I do a normal live, a wide live, it doesn't notify you guys properly. So I'm sort of talking to myself at first. So I want to just go through a few things. I like the fact that I tried to mix it up a bit on that phone live that we have just done. We had 40,000 views. 40,000 views we had and 150 subscribers. It was a very long phone live. It was... I do watch them back, actually. Let's have a look. I haven't had a chance to watch that one back or go through the comments. Let's have a look. But I was able to get the comments on this phone live. Let me try and click on it. Now, sometimes it lets me see the comments. My God, 2 hours and 30 minutes long. I did that on purpose, guys. I wanted to completely distract me from what is happening today, and it worked. It was really good. I just want to see if it's letting me see the comments. Let's have a look. Let's go over. Let's go forward a bit. Let's press play. Right, let's have a look. See what... No, I don't think it's giving me the comments yet. No, it's not. It doesn't matter. It will let me see them later. So I wanted to sort of talk about the membership. I haven't really been pushing the membership much because we've been busy on topics, but I do want to just say to guys, I'm extremely pleased. We have got nearly 26,000 subscribers. So 26,897. No, 25,897. Now, I love that because we were just about to hit 26,000. And before we started doing the phone lives, we were around 23,500. So that tells me we have had 2,500 subscribers. Because of, I will say it's mainly because of the phone lives, because we only probably get 5 to 10 subscribers a day on the white, you know, like here on the PC. Deborah, so Nadia has messaged me. Deborah, all right. Deborah's trying to get. Sorry, Ron. Sorry. There's a letter from Elvis that Elvis had written on response to the second divorce, which I've never heard of, actually. Let me see it. Let's see. I'm going to Google it, see if it comes up. Elvis writes Priscilla a letter about divorce. Hi, Nadia. Nadia, this always happens. If I do a phone live, then YouTube doesn't notify anyone. So we've got hardly anyone watching us, but it's fine. Hi, Deborah. I was just saying that YouTube always does this. If I do a phone live, it doesn't tell anyone that I'm on. So it's luck of the draw if anyone joins us. But it doesn't matter because they watch the rerun. You love what, Nadia? Team Elvis, yeah. What do you love? Tell me what you love. Right, you just... you're confusing me. Are you messaging Deborah? Yeah, YouTube. Why don't you notify people when we're doing a live? Is that what you mean? Oh, yeah, they always watch the reruns, yeah. We always get... I find we get between 200 and 900 views on the reruns. The deposition. All right, because you've listened to it on Rhonda's channel. I clicked on here. Elvis writes Priscilla a letter. Let's see if anything comes up. My God, his writing isn't very clear, is it? So let's have a look. No. We got one from Vernon. Right, someone's here. Who's that? It might be my daughter. Quiet! Might be my daughter with her boyfriend. Come on, come up here and say hello. Come on. Ella. He's a little growler. Are you a little growler? Come and sit on my... Want a cup? No, shh. Come on, give us a kiss. Now, Ella is nearly 9 years old. She is... all right, all right, that's enough. Come on. I'll write a letter. I mean, not write that. I'll look it up. So, Elvis, divorce, deposition. See what comes up, eh? You never... Right, something comes up here. Unfortunate circumstances and unhappy differences have risen between the parties by reason of which they have lived separate apart for February 23, 72, and by reason of which they intend to dissolve their marriage through the petition, therefore to be filed by husband in Los Angeles. But we don't want that, do we? We don't want that, do we, Nadia? We want the second divorce. The second divorce agreement. Let's have a look. So, and that, let's have an app here. Look. Let's have a look. Does anyone have copies of all the pages to Elvis and Priscilla's divorce agreement? I'm looking for anything that shows Elvis did not want her to use his last name. And this was posted in July 2022. People have commented that they did see it on the divorce papers, but the only ones accessible are pages 7 and 12. Well, that's interesting. Are you getting this, Nadia, Deborah? Are you getting this? I'll repeat this bit. People have commented that they did see it on the divorce papers, but only on pages 7 and 12. Right, we'll look for that. Yeah, the second divorce is where we want it. So, and none state anything about his last name. Others are saying there's no legal authority for Elvis to request that she's not to use his last name. Sonny West and others that were a part of the Elvis inner circle have stated that Elvis didn't want to use his last name. I'm just looking for proof of it. Okay. And the website we're reading off is called. So look, no, I can't see the name of the website. All right, let's just keep going. Nice coffee. Let's keep going. Right, we're trying to read something different. So, unfortunately, even when I did do a search on the Elvis forum, Elvis divorce, I found some older posts of people commenting that they knew it was their agreement to, but since it's not something to be legally granted, I think it's hearsay. So someone says, even if Elvis agreed to this, there's still nothing anyone could do to force her not to change it back at a later date. Someone says, I was arguing about the legality of it, just curious if anyone has copies of all 12 pages of the divorce papers. Like I said, people have claimed to have read them. Right, so we want pages 7 and 12. Does that sound right to you? He didn't request that he may have stated it to others, but I didn't see it in the divorce, although she had told him she wanted to use her own last name. I definitely believe she did want to use the name Bulow, and part of the reason I believe it is because they set up this clothing salon, Biss and Bow. I think she suddenly became proud of her name Bulow. This is what I think. Could be wrong, guys. Maybe she did it to please Mike Stone. Maybe Mike Stone didn't want her to use the name Presley. I could see that. He's got his new conquest. Mike Stone, the karate guy, has conquested Priscilla, Elvis's wife. Does he want her to walk around using the name Presley? No. Right. Good idea, Nadia. Good idea. Right. Well, I think it's going to take a while for that to grow. Nadia, did you notice that I promoted it on the phone live? Did you notice that? So I'm saying that it's for legal reasons to force a woman to change her name, and if even an agreement between the two parties had no legal basis, that it would be pointless having it in a divorce papers. Okay, looks to me like they're arguing a bit. Philomena, we're trying to find out. Hi, Philomena. Linda. Hi, Linda. We're trying to find out, is there anything in writing that proves that Priscilla gave up the name Presley? That Elvis wanted her to give up the name Presley? Is there any kind of agreement? And we're just looking at an old Elvis forum. This is at Deborah, is this at Mike Stone's home? Yeah? Right, I'm going to read this bit. I think this comes from the comments from some of the Memphis Mafia, like Marty Lacker, that there was some stipulation in the divorce that she couldn't use the Presley name for profit, like use it for the name of the clothing store she opened after the divorce, which was called Biss and Bow. This could be true, or the Memphis Mafia didn't know what they were talking about. I think I remember reading that Priscilla did change her name back to her maiden name. Let me just read this. To her maiden name after the divorce to form her own identity apart from Elvis, but then started using the Presley name when she started acting. I guess she very well could have signed an agreement or agreed a stipulation in her divorce that she's not to go by the Presley name, but no one knows. I know when my uncle got divorced, he didn't want his ex-wife to keep using his name, but she didn't want to have to change all her bank accounts and bills and stuff. So she didn't, and there wasn't anything he could do about it. But Priscilla could have agreed to it at the time and could very well still be legally Priscilla Bueller about not using the Presley name for profit. If there was such an agreement, that probably became void at his death. Right, let me I've just got a message. Let me quickly read my message. Right, let's have a look. Okay. Right, so where are we going? Let's keep going. The name Presley is not unique. That is the other point. She could just say, oh, it's a different Presley. You can change your name to anything you want. After all, Elton John wasn't born Elton John, was he? Aha. So now someone has put in a document. Shall I try and read it? Now, what page is it? Because remember, they said page 7. Right, how many pages? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 pages. I'm not going to read eight pages. Let me just see if I can see a page number. 1. Let's have a look. 2, 3. I think that's 4, 5. But I can see the signatures. Right, I'm going to go back. Rather than reading it from 1 to 7, I'm going to read it backwards. Hi, Chloe. You okay? So we've got Chloe, Linda, Nadia, Deborah, Philomena. I got my coffee, man. Thanks for joining us. So let me just read this bit. If it is understood and agreed that it is the intention of the parties to divide their community assets equally, and that $100,000 to be paid received by wife shall be tax-free to her. Now, surprise, surprise, she agrees that the settlement will be tax-free. In the event of any claim made hereafter, either by the federal government or state of California, husband agrees to defend and hold his wife harmless to the liability of thereon to pay any taxes which may be hereafter. Now, normally I would say if you're having a divorce settlement and you've agreed money, you both pay your own taxes, 50-50. That's the, and her lawyer, Priscilla, she signs it, Priscilla Bueller. That's interesting. Elvis obviously signs it, but she is signing. Oh, actually, no, that's not true. I'll take that back. She signs it, Priscilla Presley. So I'll take that back. Sorry, guys. And then it's the lawyer, Robert L. Brooke. Robert L. Brooke from Hook, Stratton and Irvin attorneys. Let's see what else is on here. So we've already read this, haven't we, guys? There's a witness as well. Does it say who the witness is? No. See, I don't really want to read court documents. They're so boring. Husband agrees that he shall pay, assume, and hold wife harmless from all debts incurred by the parties of either or prior to the effective date of the agreement, which have been disclosed and are presently known as. Neither party shall incur any indebtedness chargeable against to the other or his or her estate. So they can't put each other in debt. Is that right? From after the effective date of the agreement, nor contract any date of obligation, and each party agrees to indemnify and hold the other harmless from against any indebtedness. Okay. That's the thing about, see, Deborah will understand this. These documents, they always repeat themselves, don't they? I'm just going through your comments. Yeah, but Nadia, I nearly fell asleep. No offense to Rhonda. I love Rhonda. Her channel's great. But I nearly fell asleep listening to it. The party receiving specific property under the property settlement agreement is entitled to other party hereby transfers and assigns to his or her all of his or her rights, title, and interest into whatever insurance exists with respect to such property and to the benefit of which respect to the premiums therefore paid for on account of such insurance. The party receiving such specific property and insurance policy applicable shall be solely responsible for the payment of all the premiums due to the effective date of this agreement in connection with insurance policy. It is such party shall decide to his or to her direction to maintain said policy. So something to do with an insurance policy. Now, that was French to me. I had no idea what they were talking about. Do any of you? Right, let's have a look. Execution of further documents. Each of the parties hereby agrees that promptly upon demand of the other party as any time hereafter he or she will make, execute, acknowledge, and deliver all such deeds, transfer, assignment of further instruments, and will do or cause to be done all such acts and things reasonably shall be required by either of them to effectuate the intention of this agreement and to ensure to each of them to their respective successors, transferors, and assigns all and singular the property described or referred to hereby intended to be conveyed, assigned, set over, transferred, and belong to each of them to confirm and assure title of possession of rights thereafter according to the purpose of instant of this agreement express. I mean, come on, guys. How can you enjoy that? How can you enjoy that? Did that mean anything to any of you guys? I'm still going to read it, but it's like, I'm going to sleep now. Hi, Kathy. We're having a really failed attempt of reading some documents because we're just trying to find out if Priscilla ever agreed to giving up the name Presley. Other properties of whatsoever kind and nature and whereby located real, personal, or mixed, which is possessed and owned by husband, which is husband, held for held account of benefit, constitutes husband's sole and separate property, and wife hereby assigns and quit claims to husband as to the day of execution of this property settlement agreement any or all rights or title interest which she may have in all said property. Well, we've read most of it now, haven't we? So there's only 2 pages left. Right, division of community. We know all this, but I'm going to read it because it's probably the only interesting page. As for full settlement of all rights, title, and interest, the wife may have in to any property now in the name of husband or in the name of husband jointly with others, including all community property set forth herein above in paragraph 1, the wife hereby agrees to accept as for her full settlement of the community, quasi-community property rights, she may have is said property the following: the 1971 Mercedes, the 1969 Cadillac, it's an Eldorado. Then we have the Harley Davidson motorbike, cash in the sum of $100,000, 50 payable straight away, 50 payable within 5 days. Come on, she wants her money fast. As for full settlement of all rights and title, interest, and husband may have in to any property now in the name of wife or is in the name of wife jointly with others, including all community property set forth herewith and above in paragraph 1, husband hereby agrees to accept as for his full settlement and for community, quasi-community property rights to say is said property the following: a single family residence located at 1174 Hillcrest Road, Beverly Hills, California. So, you know, he gave her loads. He gave her loads. Now, this is just my opinion, guys. This is what I think. I think that first divorce settlement was very, very generous. He gave her loads of money and looks like a house. It was all tax-free. There was cash, bank accounts, cars, motorbikes. She agreed to never try and... It's definitely clear here that she said this was it. Full and final agreement. Both parties agreed that was it. Now, I'd be okay with that. I'd be fine with that. Priscilla, she stopped using the Presley name. She's got a boatload of money. She's got very good spousal monthly payments, which we know that Elvis would have paid it anyway. Maintenance charge, we call it in England. Now, the thing that bugs me and drives me mad is the greed of the second divorce settlement. That was much, much more than that. Much, much more. Too greedy, so hurtful. We know how we all feel that this all happened. I think there was a build-up, but it was still climaxing in 1977, and she just wanted too much. A stupid amount of money, which I think is over $750,000, $100,000. Also, she wanted... There's more, isn't there 3 homes to be sold and the profits split 50-50 and other things? And we know Elvis couldn't afford it. And he was going through hell with the Memphis Mafia book. He was going through hell with his illness, serious illness, over 40 pills a day. Just too much. Even that, even making him pay her taxes, that's just ridiculous. That is divorce, Nadia, that is divorce 1. Right. I know about the second one. So don't think I found this website and I'm just scanning through it, really. I'm just trying to pass half an hour before, because my wife is going to message me and say, come and get me. It means I don't have to think about it. And she's doing really well, which that makes me feel good. Right, let's have a look. Let's see if there's any more documents here. Right, so in here it says... Right, I'm going to click on this. Everything you need to know is here. Even if Priscilla agreed to it, there is nothing... Right, let me just click on that link, see what happens. Oh, no, this is just a link to the legality of if you divorce a man. Right, okay, forget that. I just want to see if anyone else has posted any documents. No. Right, let's go back. So for some reason, they all just want to talk about the 72 divorce. I know it's out there because I've read it, but most of them do not want to talk about the second one. Right, let's have a look at this. Elvis's private confession. Priscilla's affair broke my heart. I wanted him killed. Right, well, let's just listen to this. Just weeks before his death, Elvis Presley privately confided his true feelings about the marriage and the divorce to Priscilla. The king confessed how he should never have been wed and why the couple could not have ever got back together. All right, so it says here I can press play. Let me just see what happens.
Thanks for choosing to listen. We're converting your article into audio and we'll begin playing.
Oh, I see. No, we don't want you to do that. Right, okay. Having originally met Priscilla, no, we don't need all the story. But this is supposed to be a private conversation that was discovered. Right, okay, let's get through all the drivel. In a new video on YouTube channel, Elvis Fans Matter, the king, a trusted confidant, sat with his wife, Jo, and spoke of the time when I thought, wow, he never opened up like this. This private conversation took place upstairs in Lisa Marie's bedroom around 2 or 3 months before he died of a heart attack at just 42. Billy shared, right, so this is from Billy Smith. Yeah, this could be interesting, couldn't it? Because I've never read this before. Yes, that's right, Nadia. I will be honest with you guys, I feel okay. I thought I was going to be worse. Right. So, but things have gone well. So that's probably why. Billy shared, we got around to talking about when Elvis met Priscilla, and naturally, then everything that had happened when they first got married. They were a happy couple and everything seemed to be going well for them. Naturally, they had their disagreement at the time, but what couple don't? I think they got along fairly well. But you know, Elvis and I have always said that he was never faithful to anyone, any woman at any given time. Well, I don't agree with that. I think he was after they got engaged for about a year. We're talking about different things like that. And it was brought up about how he and Priscilla raised Lisa together and she would come and spend time with him. He said that Priscilla was doing her thing and he was doing his. And what kind of meant by this is the fact, were they going to get back together? Right, so they're talking about the possibility of getting back together. Yeah, she's fine. She's messaged me. She feels good. So obviously she still has a journey, you know, but she right now she's feeling good. They didn't get on and she cheated 5 minutes after the wedding. Linda. So Linda also says it's so strange that she only started cheating on away from Elvis as soon as she got the ring on her finger. It is interesting, isn't it? Right, let's keep going then. We have Nadia's approval, so we've got to keep going. Elvis confessed about Priscilla. I just don't ever foresee us getting back together. There were way too many bridges being burned behind me. I'll never go down that road again. I enjoyed our marriage for a short time. See, this is what I think, guys. He says, I enjoyed our marriage for a short time. I think December 66, when they got engaged, and through the pregnancy, up until he catches her being unfaithful in 68 in March, just after Lisa Marie's born, I think he felt, yeah, we're married. But then it all goes wrong. Just my opinion. I enjoyed our marriage for a short time, but then when I performed in Vegas, we were not together a lot of that time. And she found out I was seeing other women. I found out she was seeing another guy. I believe that because that's after 68. I believe that after he caught her with Steve Peck, the dance instructor, March 1968, that Elvis stopped being faithful. So him saying, I'll repeat it. She found out I was seeing other women. I found out she was seeing other guys. It broke my heart and I wanted to kill him. We all know about that. It really had crossed my mind, but later I realized it was all about pride and ego, and that was wanting him killed. That's good. Let's see if it's going to give us any more. Yeah, what you do? Yeah, I didn't even know we had Kalumi. Why don't you come and say hello to everyone? Hi. This is my daughter. Her name's Tyler. She's 17. Right, let's have a look. Is there any more of this? Right. Let's have a look. I want to read. So, Billy shared, we got around to talking about, right, okay, we've already read that. Right, let's keep going. Let's have a look. Right, here we go. Right, this Nadia, you like this? This is interesting. I've always said he was just never faithful to any one woman at any given time. He was just never faithful to any woman at any one time. We were talking about different things And it was brought up about how he and Priscilla raised Lisa together. Right, okay, we've read that bit. Let's keep going. Got some lovely pictures of them together. Beautiful pictures. And this is the fairy tale that the whole world fell in love with, isn't it? The whole world was like, oh, Priscilla and Elvis and Lisa Marie, it's so lovely. Little do we know. Little did we know, guys. Right, let's have a look. Elvis confessed about Priscilla. I just don't ever foresee us getting back together. There were way too many bridges being burned behind me, and I'll never go down that road again. I enjoyed our marriage for a short time, but then when I was performing in Vegas, we were not together a lot. She found out I was seeing other women. I found out she was seeing another guy. It broke my heart, and I wanted him killed. I really had to cross my mind, but I later realized it was all pride and ego, and that was what wanting him killed, right? And then he goes on to say, the king's wife had an affair with her karate instructor, Mike Stone. After she found out, she recorded an autobiography, how he requested to meet him in a hotel there. Elvis forcefully made love to me. Now, this story has been repeated over and over again. At one point, it was in Vegas. I think it's in one of the movies. Is it in the? I think it's in the Priscilla film. He calls her up and he has rough sex with her. But we don't know that that's true. We don't know that ever happened. This is just another Priscilla doing this. We have no idea if that's true. Hi, Crystal. How are you going, Crystal? Welcome to our little family. Right, let's have a look. Asked if he still loved Priscilla. Elvis told Billy, yeah, like a lot of women I went with. I love them all. I love Priscilla and always will in a lot of ways. We got a daughter together, but as far as ever getting back together, that will never happen. I just don't think I can live with that. She was seeing another guy and he's been with other guys. So Elvis has been with other girls. I'm sure she thinks the same about me being with other women. Yeah. So he's basically saying we've both been unfaithful. There's no way we can go back to what it was, which is true. I wouldn't go back to my wife. She was seeing other people. Talia, would you go back to your husband if he was unfaithful? She would punch him in the face. See? I can't think of a better answer than that. The Memphis Mafia and his wife also confessed the king told them, I should never, ever have been married. I don't think I'll ever go down that road again. Now, I agree with that. Elvis says, I should never, ever have been married. I don't think I'll ever go down that road again. And you guys have got strong views about if he was ever going to marry Ginger Oldham. Now, do you think he was ever going to marry Ginger Oldham? Did she use the name Mark or Steve Peck? I thought I'd heard that. Yes, so in the book, Susan, hi Susan, she definitely used the name Mark. Nadia, do you remember the page number? Because you're the one that told me the page. Was it 267? 262? So we can get the actual word. Because she says, I found it. Page 262. Sue. I had a brief affair and decided to end it. I had a brief affair and decided to end it. You're not going to see it, but I'm still going to put the book up. Let's have a look. Where is it? Here. Actually, you might see it. I had a brief affair and decided to end it. But the name Mark is... here we are. I find myself thinking about Mark even when I was home. Right, let's read that bit. I'm allowed to read a small clip from this book. So in her book, she discusses... Right, let's have a look. I think I can read this. He told me, he believed in me. I was accomplishing something. For the first time, I was creating and feeling good about myself, and I couldn't wait to get to class each day. So this is her talking about her dancing lessons. Actually, I'm going to start a bit further back. So he said, I had the potential to be a good dancer, and he pushed me to the limit. Out of frustration and pain, I would want to quit, demanding that I continue. He told me that I was building character and forced me to repeat the same routine until it was nearly perfected. This made me realize that I could go further than I'd ever dreamed. He believed in me, and I was accomplishing something for the first time. I was creating, feeling good about myself, and I couldn't wait to get to the class each day, I bet. Mark was charismatic, and I was particularly vulnerable. So look, she's vulnerable. That's why she got naked. I mean, sorry, guys, I'm being rude. In lieu of the passionate marriage dance was becoming in my life, I was obsessed with it. Taking all my frustrations and feelings into the studio, I found myself thinking about Mark even when I was home. You imagine that, sat with Elvis thinking about Mark, the 39-year-old dancer. I had only seen him a few times in my life, and yet I was unable to get him out of my mind. So she fancied the pants off him, man. She wanted to get naked with him. I rationalized, telling myself it was because he was always there for me. He seemed to understand me, while the man I truly loved was involved in his own world. I began to relax, enjoying myself almost against my will. That's the weirdest way I've ever heard anyone say that they were having sex. Right, let's say that. I began to relax, enjoying myself almost against my will. Is that kinky sex? That's an unusual way. No. Right, hang on. 1 second. No. Hello?
Hello, good afternoon. Is that Louis?
Yeah, 1 second. Yeah, go ahead.
Hi, Louis. My name is
Yeah, hi. All right, shall I come now then, yeah? Okay, I'm on my way. Yes. I'll have a look for it. Okay. Okay. Free bag, yeah? Free bag. Right, coming now. 10 minutes. Hello? Yeah, I'll be there in a minute. 15. Yes, and it's first floor, is it? Second floor. Okay, thank you. Okay. Right, so I'm off to get my wife. She's ready and she sounds really well. Right, so it's like a few words left, guys. I was having a bit of a joke about that. I began to relax, enjoying myself and almost against my will. I had been a while since I spent some time with a man who validated my abilities and appreciated spending time with me alone. Validated my abilities. Guys, a guy who validated my abilities. What abilities? Come on. We know what she means. Spending time with me alone. It was also the first time I was not competing for my own identity. All right, that is a blame. Let's blame Elvis. I'm not competing for my own identity because I've lost my identity. I can't find myself. This was a high and I had not experienced recently. I had a brief affair and decided to end it. I rest my case. That is the most funniest way I've ever heard anyone describe enjoying sex, being good at sex, secretly having sex, and having a crush on a different man. I gotta go, guys. Sue, I'm out of here. I'm going to get my wife. I can tell she's feeling much better. So thanks, guys, for distracting me. I've enjoyed today. Thanks, Sue, Linda, Nadia, Chloe. All of you have helped me so much. You don't even know how much. Take it easy, guys. I'm out of here. I'll see you soon. Love all of you. Bye, Team Elvis. Taking care of business. Team Elvis, taking care of business. I'll be back.